All right, we're following some breaking news just coming in from the United States and a major move today by U.S. President Joe Biden when it comes to the border with Mexico. Biden has signed off on an executive order that would effectively shut down asylum requests at that southern border. Of course, people crossing over illegally into the U.S. has become a major political issue, one which Donald Trump has been using very effectively. The order will close entry to the U.S. from Mexico once the average number of daily border encounters, as they're known as, hits about 2,500 people. The border will only reopen once that number falls down to 1,500. In practice, that is going to mean a huge crackdown because we haven't seen those lower numbers in about 4 years. Biden, of course, making the announcement under a lot of pressure from the right, the Republicans as well, and the issue does seem to be resonating with a number of American voters. All right, let's bring in Steve Farnsworth. He is with the University of Mary Washington, political commentator. Steve, your reaction to this news?
Well, this is something that clearly had to happen for the Biden campaign to deal with the biggest issue, or at least one of the two biggest issues that Biden is facing with the voters right now. People are not happy about the economy, they're not happy about immigration. And so, an effort by Biden to try to deal with this crisis is going to be one of the things that will put him in a better position going forward with the election.
So, did he have a choice here, Steve? Because there are even some Democrats, who are, saying, "Look, this is an issue that we need to deal with, we need to face." And by the way, some of those Democrats, are mayors who were elected in towns along the border, who Biden, in fact, is meeting with today at the White House.
Yeah, I think one of the big challenges for people looking at this situation is to see how the Democratic Party in particular is divided on this issue. There are a number of Democratic governors and mayors who are very concerned about having too many people come in through the border. These are people who need a lot in the way of government services. On the other hand, you have a more liberal element of the Democratic Party that looks at this as a real human rights challenge for the United States, and that the United States is really moving in the direction to make this work. But elections in the United States are won and lost in the center, not on the extremes. And so for a president like Joe Biden looking ahead to a reelection, clearly coming in on a more conservative tack or more moderate tack, if you will, is going to serve his political interests. Even if there's a bit of squawking on the Democratic left, well, that may be to Biden's electoral advantage as well.
So, you think this is smart politics?
Well, it absolutely is. This is one of the key issues that Donald Trump has used very effectively, not just in this election cycle, but during the 2016 campaign, when he was talking about the policies relating to the Obama presidency. It's a big, big challenge for Biden to work on this. Remember, we're only in this situation of an executive order because Republicans abandoned a plan that they had worked out with Democrats in Congress because Donald Trump told them to. So the Republicans want this as an issue to run against Joe Biden on, and Joe Biden would rather have the conversation shift to another topic more favorable to the Democrats than this controversy over the large number of border crossings in recent years.
How effective do you think this will be, though, Steve, at sort of shutting down that Republican narrative that Joe Biden is weak on the border? He's allowing a bunch of illegals to, as Trump has put it, swarm, invade our country.
Well, it doesn't seem likely that Donald Trump will stop talking about it. It certainly will be a key issue, I think, going forward for the Republicans in this campaign cycle. But I do think that the sting of these attacks would be lessened as a result of this action. It's important to note, though, that we haven't heard yet from the court system about how this is going to work. There may be judges, there may be activists who are going to be going to court to try to stop this or limit its scope. And so nothing is final in America until the courts say it's okay.
Steve Farnsworth with his take. Good to see you, Steve, as always.